Hi, my name is G. Adriaans. I'm a watercolor nature artist from the Netherlands, and I want to welcome you to this workshop from Van Gogh. We are now standing in front of my art studio, and I will take you inside to show you some techniques for watercolor, and we're going to make some nice wildflowers. So, welcome in my studio, and let's get started with the workshop. So, you at least have one pocket box. You might have bought already more pocket boxes, and there are several pocket boxes with different themes. This pocket box is the basic box, and it comes with 15 beautiful colors, and I will show to you how you can use it. So first, when you open it, it's like this. You will receive a brush in size 6. You can take out like this. And on the end you can see a little pin, and with the pin you can remove the mixing tray very easily like this. So this is very easy to clean, and then you can put it back like this. It's also easy to remove the pens from your pocket box. For example, if you need another color, you can remove it like this. If you bought another color, you can easily replace it like that. There are many types of watercolor paper, but for this workshop I will use the postcards because they're a very convenient size. You can take it everywhere because it's so much fun to go outside to paint outdoors and send a postcard to your loved ones. This watercolor paper is pH neutral, acid free and 300 grams. That makes it very easy for watercolor, but also for acrylics, gouache, sketching and drawing. So now I will show you how you can set up your workspace. Of course, we have our paper and pocket box, and the pocket box contains everything you need. It has the paint, it has the mixing tray. Besides that, I also use 2 jars of water. One jar is to clean my brush, and the other one I'm using to paint. And of course, I have also a clean towel to clean my brush. I love working with the pocket box because you can take it with you wherever you go. Whether it's for a short trip to the park or for a holiday, it doesn't need much room in your suitcase or purse. Now I would like to tell you about the 2 fundamental watercolor techniques, wet on wet and wet on dry. You can use both techniques for countless subjects, for landscapes, for flowers, anything you can think of. That's why those techniques are my favorites. Now I will show you what you can do with your brush. Let's go mark making. With mark making you just make as many shapes and patterns that you can think of, and this helps you to understand what you can do with your brush. I will show it to you. So you take a piece of your watercolor paper. You can use any kind of watercolor you like, just pick a color. Make your brush a little bit wet, and I will use this nice vibrant red. And now we're going to make lines and patterns and see what we can do. It depends also how you hold your brush. Normally I use it like this, and we will make a straight line, a soft straight line. Like this. Now we will push a little bit harder to see what it does. I use a little bit more paint. Now we will make a thin line and push like this. This, for example, is a very useful technique if you would like to make leaves. You can use a nice green color for it. We can make dots. Now I'll hold my brush vertically and let's see what it does then. You can see like this you can make a more straight line. It will flow more easily. Like this. Now we will make a thin line and push. Like that. You can also try to make a few swirls. Let's see what it does. And you can try to make some circles like that, or you hold it like this. Or you can push and turn your brush like this. Just play with it and see what it can do. And there you have it, your first mark making sheet. So now you know everything about mark making. We're going to try the first watercolor technique, which is wet on wet. Within the wet on wet watercolor technique there are 3 methods, which you can refer to as pulling, pushing and poking. With pulling you push the paint into the water. With pushing you try to combine 2 colors to make a nice gradient, and with poking you make dots on wet watercolor paper. And I will show you all 3 of them. So for the first method you want to have your brush and you want a lot of pigment, a lot of paint on your brush. I am again using red, but you can use any color you like. I would like to use a nice vibrant color. And you will make a line like this. And with this method it's important that it's fairly wet. So you use a lot of paint. Now I will clean my brush. And I will load it with clean water. And we go to pull it here on the very edge like this. And you can see it will make a nice gradient. Like that. If it doesn't come down like you want, you can do like this. You can help a little bit. That's the first method. Now I will show you the second method, which is pushing. And with pushing you push 2 colors together to make a nice gradient in the middle. Again I have a clean brush, and to start with I will use red again. And again it's important that it's fairly wet. So on the top I will make red like this. And with this technique it's important that you work a little bit fast because you don't want the paper to dry out. For the second color I'm going to use blue. Like this. And I will do it below. And you need a nice gap in the middle so that there is place for the 2 colors to come together. I will clean my brush. And now I will pull this color on the very edge up into the other color. If there is too much water, it can make puddles, and you don't want to have puddles. So if this happens, you just dry your brush and soak it up, like that. So this was the second method, and now we're going to try the third method, which is poking. You will start again with a clean brush, then load it with clean water, like this, and just wet your paper. Like that. This might need a couple of tries because you want to have wet paper but you don't want to make puddles, otherwise the color will not flow. Just make an area fairly wet and then take again a color of your choice. Take red again. And for this you have to take your brush in a vertical position and you just make small dots. Like that. You can clean your brush a little bit if you want to use another color, for example blue. And you can see how the paints burst like that. Just use any color you like. I take clean water on my brush and I will use green as well. Like that. So there you have it, the 3 methods within the wet in wet watercolor technique: pushing, pulling and poking. All of these 3 methods you can use with your outdoor paintings. For example, if you want to make a nice skyline, a nice sunset or soft backgrounds, just play around with it. The second technique, wet on dry, speaks for itself. You basically paint one layer, you let it completely dry, and on top of that you paint another layer. Because it speaks for itself, I will not show you how to do it, but I will show you some examples. Here with the berries you can see that I mixed several colors from dark to light. This is the wet in wet technique. You can use all techniques combined together. And on top of that, when this layer was dry, I painted this layer to make the center of the berry. And here with the poppies you can see it as well. First I painted a layer, very fragile. And on top of that I glazed another layer. And glazing I will show you in a minute. And also it's wet on dry. And here in the middle you can see it as well, the center of the poppy I painted on top of the dry layer. After that I created a few nerves in the leaves, and also this is wet on dry. Another technique that I would like to show you is glazing. With glazing you apply a transparent layer on top of the previous layer. With this you can adjust the tone slightly. It's different than mixing colors with each other. It's easier for you if you are a beginner, and also the outcome can be a little bit different. And I will show you how we will do this. First you select or all colors that you have, or just a few that you would like to try. I would like to try red, yellow, blue and green with each other. So I have my clean water here. I will wet my brush. It doesn't matter in which order you use the color, just do what you want. I will start with yellow. And I want to have a lot of water and less pigment, because the layers needs to be transparent. So first I'll make a layer like this. Just go down. You can use a little bit more, like that. Then I will clean my brush. I will load it with a lot of water. And now I want to use red. Between each color I will have some space. You don't want that they bleed into each other. Like that. Then I will clean my brush again. Now I will use green. A little bit more water. Like that. And I would like to use blue. And now I will let these layers dry, because it's very important that everything is completely dry before you apply the next layer. So now these layers are completely dry, we can apply the second layer of glaze. I will make my brush fairly wet again, and I will use the same colors, but now I will do it horizontally. So again I will use the yellow first, because I used the yellow here first as well. And I'm going to make a layer from the left to right. So here you can see it was not quite dry yet, although I thought it was, but that's okay. Like this. I will go on to the next layer, which is red. I will clean my brush. I'll load my brush with water. And there we go. So we'll go on to the next layer, which is green, with again a lot of water. And the last layer is blue. Here you can see it's a little bit too thick, too much pigment. I will try another one with a little bit less. There you go. And when this is dry, you can see all the glazes and you can see what a difference it can make. Even though you have two of the same colors, the layers can be different. There you have it, a nice way to mix colors. Now you've learned about all the watercolor techniques that you can use and you have experimented with it. We are going to make a fun tutorial with wildflowers, and I will show it to you step by step. As a reference, you can use real flowers, but you can also use your imagination. Just try it yourself. First, I'm going to load my brush with water, and I would like to make some poppies, and poppies are especially red with a black center. So I'm going to take a lot of red pigment on my brush and make sure it's fairly wet. And you can make very easily some leaves like this. And it doesn't matter if it's blended into each other like that. On the other side you don't see the leaf completely, so you can do it like this, for example. Even in the middle you can make it red, it doesn't matter really much. So after that we're going to clean our brush. This is the fun part with wet in wet. You just blend it into each other like this with the poking method. And there's your first poppy. Now we're going to clean our brush again, and I will take again a lot of red in my brush, and we're going to make the next flower. You could paint the leaves like this. You can make them also a little bit smaller, like that, for example. Important thing is that it's fairly wet. I will clean my brush again. And with black we poke the paint into the wet layer, like that. So you can mix two colors with one leaf as well. For example, red and yellow is a nice color to blend. First I will take red and I will make the first half of the leaf, like that. Then I will clean my brush. Then I will use some yellow, like that. And I will paint the other side of the leaf. Now you can see a sharp edge in the middle. And if you don't want that, just clean your brush a little bit, take a little bit of water and blend them together for a nice gradient. So you can do this with every leaf separately, but you can also use the red first and then the yellow. But then you have to work a little bit fast because you don't want the paint to dry. So first you have the red. For example, on this side I only use yellow at the bottom. On this side, also here, I will use the yellow. So I do it like this. I will clean my brush. I'll take clean water. Then I use yellow. And here I want to have it at the bottom. Here you can see it mix together. But my brush is not wet enough because it doesn't mix very well. So I use a little bit more water, like that. And again, if it doesn't blend, just take a little bit extra water. Or if you have too much paint, you can take off a little bit paint first. And then you can use a little bit extra water to blend it together. So now I have just 4 leaves, but I want some green in it as well. So on the other sides I will use green for the leaves. I will make sure that I have a clean brush. And I will take the green. And for the green leaf, I will use my brush vertically for a nice sharp edge. I push like that. And then on the other side, I start here at the top, and in between I leave a small area of white. And again, I will push like this. And for the other side as well, like that. You can make leaves on many different ways, just try it out. Another way to make a nice leaf is just to push and let go. Push and let go. It's very easy. Now here in the middle it's a little bit drier. Not completely dry, but that's okay. Then I take black again. And now it will not fade like this, like the other ones. You can make a little bit more details. If you want, you can also do it like this. It really depends what kind of flower you would like to make. I will clean my brush again. And maybe we need a little bit more yellow, some yellow flowers here at the top. We will try them here. You push and let go. And this will make some really nice thin leaves from the outside to the inside. Maybe some flowers are a little bit more orange instead of yellow, so therefore I will use the mixing tray and I will take it out like this. So first I will take yellow. I will clean my brush, take a little bit of clean water and just a little pinch of red and not too much. A little bit more yellow in it. There. Just a different shade. And we will make the other flower here. And I work from the outside to the inside. And not all flowers are visible because this poppy is in front of it. I will take a little bit of black because these have a black center as well. Like that. You can just play with some different colors, different shades. For example, this is just a different color and we can make another layer on top of it just to get some more details. And of course there are more shades of green. And with that we can also use different leaves. Like this. Maybe some flowers are not completely in the picture, but just a part of it. You can make the composition completely how you want it, of course. So you can take another red and you can make some leaves over here. Like that. Doesn't matter if you paint over another layer. And I will use some yellow again. I will clean my brush a little bit. Because here the leaves are getting dry, so now I'm able to paint some green leaves here as well. For example, like this. And here. Maybe some of the leaves are a little bit yellowish. So just take a little bit of yellow and pinch it in like this. Just on one side. I will clean my brush again. I'll take a little bit of black. And here you can see there is a drop of paint. There's a little bit too much paint. And when you have your brush cleaned up and dried, you can just take it away like this. And here you see some sharp edges. You can mix it a little bit with clean water if you don't like it. Like that. And it's okay to make mistakes. There are no mistakes. Everything is okay. And there you have it, your wildflower watercolor painting. You can do it really like you want it. Be playful, go wild, use colors. It doesn't matter if you make mistakes, because there are no mistakes. Just have fun. Congratulations, you finished this introduction to watercolor from Van Gogh. I hope it was helpful, I hope you learned a lot, and I want to let you know that I really appreciate you. You now might ask, what do I do next? Well, I can tell you. Just go outside, go to the park or go to the city, sit on a bench or sit in the grass. I learned you all the techniques that you need to know for watercoloring, and you can use it for everything. You can use it for cloudy skies, for a sunset, maybe even elements like a leaf or a flower or even an insect. It's all up to you. But most of all, just have fun. Enjoy!